bullock carts, which bring to school about 50-60 children per bullock cart, and they come from a village nearby, about 4 miles away, and then they collect various other children on the way to the school. It's very nice, it's very ecologically friendly. We engage the bulls, which would otherwise be an encumbrance or will be a liability, and usually they end up in slaughterhouses, even here in India. And he brings the children to the school. As you can see, they put on their tilak. The older one, or the most expert one, take pleasure in helping their brother and sister also to apply the tilak. Then they all sit down, and some of the children will play instrument, others will sing, and they all join together with a very nice kirtan, while one of the children, on a roster basic, they offer the arti. They all join and dance for about half an hour. I think these are very, very nice. We started just like that, but my understanding or my realization is it's a very, very nice therapy for the school children, and we strongly advise every school to have a half an hour or at least 20 minutes like that every morning. They release the extra energy they are stored, they release the anxiety and the bad feeling that may have collected from their desperate condition, or for the situation that they have at home. And after that 20 minutes kirtan, they are ready to go into the classroom and actually sit peacefully and properly and be ready for absorb the day's learning. As I was mentioning, prasadam, we have the children, first the nursery kids and then the old school. We have 850 children and about another 80 people in the staff members. So our cooks about 1,000 meals a day just for the school, and then they cook also for the khichdi that is served at 5 o'clock in the evening. The khichdi is served mostly to street children and women. The men are served outside. They can bring the tiffin or take their leaf cup home. We also have an organic farming, and we do sell the vegetables as well as use a lot of them for our kitchen. We try not to, of course we try to be self-sufficient as much as we can. We have a ample supply of gober, and we do purely organic products in our farm, and the products are used in our kitchen. With the little bit that we manage to sell, that money goes to help the running expenses of the nursery, diesel, salaries, and whatever other expenses might be there. We also have a whole project, Varahadev project and Vishwas project, dedicated to the beautification of Sri Vrindavan and to upbring the ecological understanding, the environmental understanding of Vrindavan's residents. We do plant a lot of trees, especially on the Parikramar. I think up to date we planted more than 3,000 trees, and we have an incredible survival rate of 90%. How it is that? That's because part of our environmental project is the cleaning of the Parikramar. We have a team of 12 sweepers that they daily clean certain part of the Parikramar, so they are constantly there walking and cleaning up and down, so they can keep an eye on what is going on with the tree sampling. Water well, so far we have brought drinking water to 14 villages in Vrindavan and surrounding villages. This year itself we managed to do 4 wells here in Vrindavan municipality area, bringing water to more than 16,000 people. And this is an ongoing project. Right now we are doing a village just across the Jamuna Jagirpur village that will bring water to about 3,000 people, and we have in a pipeline another project for another village. Vrindavan has really serious problem with water. The underground vein are saline in most parts of Braj. Braj is an area of 250 square miles. So it's a big area, and many villages, the women, they have to walk up to 3 miles to fetch water and bring it home. I remember in our first village that we did in Jabat, which is a village with about 10,000 people population, We did that project in 1999 and we spent $25,000 on the project. The people who needed medical assistance dropped from 200, 250 to 40, 50. That is due to the fact that now they have ample drinking water available right there in the village. Going back to our children, as you can see, these are children, you know very well where they are coming from, and you have seen it where they are coming from. I think we call them the poorest of the poor, but another name that I like to give to them is the bottom line. You cannot go below that. This is really the reject of today's society, and is the reject of everybody else as well. These children, they are pushed around as beggars in the street. When they see them in the street, they look the other way, they don't even want to know they exist. We took them on, we brought them to the school, we taught to them how to get clean, we taught to them how to brush their teeth, we taught to them how to live a life, we taught to them how to be a human being, practically speaking. Unless you're a human being, there's nothing else you can do. That is the really very first step. That is the foundation for any branch of society you may want the child to enter in. He has to be a human being first. So, years ago, starting in 2002, we managed to get these children on the human platform, and now today you can see where they are. You can see what they're doing. You see how their life has changed drastically. It's actually a miracle, and at the same time it's a revolution. Turning iron into gold, and it's certainly happening, and you can see with your own eyes.
What is this? Potato. Potato. This is the bowl of Muni. What is this? Carrot. What is this?
So in Sandipani Muni Primary School we have 450 children, and that is from prep to 3rd grade. And right now we have here in our inter-college, we also have 4th and 5th grade. In order to allow more children to be admitted into the school, we shifted those 2 grades here, as we have empty classroom which will be filled as the children goes to 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12th grade. So we have 450 children in the primary school, and we have 400 children here in the secondary school and the kindergarten combined. So every year we will be able to admit about 100, 120 children into our first school, into our primary school. Because for example 3rd grade, the 3rd grade or 3rd class, they will shift over here next year. So we will have room to admit another 120 children in the primary school. And as the 7th grade will become 8, and then 9th and 10, 11 and 12. So every year we will be able to admit an average of 80, 100, 120 children. And when our older children reach the 12th grade, then it will be according to how many children we have in 12th grade. That same amount of children that will graduate, the same amount of children we will be able to admit into our primary school. So it will be a cycle. Children will be coming out with their grades and their good consciousness and their proper behavior, ready to face the world, ready to go out there and say, okay, now I also have a chance.